Hello everybody. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Sonia, Nan with a Backpack. The new year is a great time for reflection, so I thought that today I would share my story with you and how at the age of 56 I came to find myself living here in Siem Reap, and I'm also going to touch on the cost of living here, how I'm finding it with the comparison between the UK and Cambodia. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let me tell you a story. Okay, where do I start? I have no idea. This is probably one of the most personal and the most difficult videos I have ever made. First of all, I want to say is I don't regret a single thing. Yes, things have not always been easy, and as many, I've had to overcome struggles so that I can start following my dreams. After my marriage suddenly ended, I found myself in quite a dark place. I lost over 50 pounds in weight. I picked myself up, took myself outside, gave myself a good talking to, and I then started hyper-focusing on work. And over the next 2 years, I worked 7 jobs. I did a couple of bartending jobs. I worked in about 3 different hairdressing jobs. I cleaned people's homes. I walked dogs. What else did I do? I was an exams invigilator at a college. Basically, you name it, I did it. Anything to bring some money in. So after a lot of blood, sweat and tears in 2015, I opened my own hairdressing salon. I was so proud of myself. But things don't always go the way you think it's gonna go. And after 7 years of working in my salon, I picked up repetitive strain injury to the fact that sometimes I was holding my hairdryer and I couldn't release my grip to put my hairdryer down. I would have to physically prise my hands open to be able to put the hairdryer down. Something had to change. And then I suppose it was the final nail in the coffin. I got a phone call. I was actually doing a training course in London at the time, and I got a phone call from my landlord telling me that he was going to sell the flat that I was renting. Prices had gone up. I'd been living there for probably about 8 years. I'd now been priced out of the area where my salon was, where my clients were, which was how I was supporting myself. So yeah, it was time for a change. And of course, not only did I have all that going on, but also we had COVID as well, which meant the salon kept closing. Now, during COVID, I would sit and watch YouTube videos like many other people. And there was 2 creators at the time that I watched, well, I binged watched basically all of their content. And that was Christiane Risman from Backpacking Bananas and Paddy Doyle. And I would sit and watch them and think, I want to do that. Why can't I do that? And I suppose really that's when Nan with a Backpack was born. I just didn't know it at that particular time. After an evening out in my local pub, my friend Sam took one look at me and said, "You look so miserable, girl, what's the matter?" And I just said, "I don't know." And she told me, if I had a magic wand, what would your dream be? And I turned around and said, I would sell everything and go traveling. Light bulb moment. So I put the wheels in motion. Sold Serendipity and all my belongings. So with that and my spousal maintenance, I decided that this has to be the time. So hopefully that would keep me going. I took a huge leap of faith. But don't they say that the best decisions are the ones that scare you, even if just a little bit? This is a very rough outline of the cost of living between the UK and Siem Reap in Cambodia. So I will start off with the rent costs for day-to-day living. So in the UK, you can expect to spend for a one-bedroom place anything from around £650 to £1,300 a month. When I was in the UK, I rented one single room in a shared house and my rent was £750 per month. In Siem Reap, my rent here right now is £158 per month to around £275. Utilities, so this is for gas, water and electric. I would say somewhere around the region of £150 to £200 per month. In Siem Reap, from around £50 to £100 a month. Council tax, somewhere between 150, 180, something along those lines for a council tax band, say C to D. Food, groceries. In the UK, somewhere between £200 and £300 per month for food. I would say somewhere between 150 and £200 a month for groceries. Eating out, you can probably expect to spend, I don't know, about between £12 and £20 for a meal. I'm probably way off on that one. Obviously, you can eat out a lot cheaper in Siem Reap than you can in the UK. Transportation. Now, I've put down for the UK anything from 180 to £300 a month for transportation. What I did is I did a Google search for running a car, so tax, insurance, petrol, daily running costs, and it came out to be around £297 per month to run an average car in the UK. So I've done a sliding scale. In Siem Reap, for tuk-tuk rides or to hire a scooter for a month with petrol, anywhere between £20 if you're not using many tuk-tuks, up to about £80, something like that, to hire a scooter for a month with some petrol. So again, much more affordable in Siem Reap. Now, in the UK, we have the National Health Service. So for seeing the doctors and things like that, there is no charge. In Siem Reap, you will expect to pay somewhere between £15 and £40 for a doctor's visit. And my personal health insurance is £100 per month. And I am with a company called Safety Wing. And I will put all the details down below so that you can see the company that I use. Entertainment. All of these are very much a personal preference, I have to say. So in the UK, for example, I would say a cinema ticket nowadays is anywhere between £8 and £12, roughly, I think. And if you wanted to go out for the day, maybe somewhere between £20 and £50. In Siem Reap, you can go to the movies for £2.40. And if you wanted to go out for the day, you could do it on sort of like £4, or if you wanted to hire a tuk-tuk for the day, maybe about $20, which is about £16. And last but not least, it's kind of a miscellaneous, where I didn't know where to put everything, I've just put it all in miscellaneous. So in England, to have a mobile phone contract, I spoke to my daughter and she thinks that maybe about £30 is the average nowadays. And she would say that to buy clothing, anything from around £50 to £100 per month, which is averaged out throughout the year. Obviously, some months you won't spend anything and other months you could spend quite a lot, depending whether you need a new winter coat or a pair of shoes or etc. In Siem Reap, my mobile plan is 100 gigabytes worth of data with calls and texts, and that comes to £8, which is $10. Clothing, again, it's personal preference. I would say somewhere between £16 to maybe £40 if you get a lot of new clothes in a month. Yeah, so again, across the board, you can see it's less than half the cost per month to live in Siem Reap than it is in the UK. And in some instances, it's a lot less than half. I found this video really hard to put together, but if you liked it in any way or found any of it useful or interesting or enjoyed being nosy, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. It really does. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.